Hey y'all, welcome to Overruled, the podcast where childhood dreams resurface, doubts get the hard side eye, and one very persistent husky kid from Louisiana was able to make sense of a dream that just wouldn't quit. I'm Joshua, but you can call me Jay. And today's episode is the origin story, the how we got here story, wait, did Michelle Obama just tell me to go to law school story? But to really understand that, we gotta run it back, all right? So buckle up. Hit it! So picture this. It's the mid-90s. I'm 6 years old, sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor in my Shreveport, Louisiana home, watching good old Saturday morning cartoons, which I'm sure many of you remember. Sipping on this Capri Sun, watching Power Rangers, X-Men, Carmen Sandiego, and Jag. Exactly, Jag, which was a military legal drama for grown folks. Not exactly made for 6-year-olds, but baby, I was hooked. I didn't understand 90% of the dialogue. I didn't even know what a judge advocate general, aka Jag, was. But there was a black man in a crisp, sickening uniform, speaking with authority, helping people, and not dying in the first 10 minutes. My God. Are we still dealing with that today? Mind you, this is just something that I was thinking about at 6. And you know, something just clicked. He wasn't a superhero in the Marvel sense, but he was fighting for people. And in that moment, I thought, you know what? I want to do that. I want to protect people somehow. And if I can get this cute little getup, this uniform, I'm definitely in. Now, mind you, nobody in my orbit was a lawyer, okay? We didn't have lawyers at the cookout, the family reunions. We had preachers, nurses, teachers, gig workers, and some entrepreneurs, we'll call, with unclear business models, but they're getting their money however they can. So you know what? All right, no judgments. But there was no roadmap for becoming a lawyer. It was just a vibe, a feeling, this whisper of a dream saying, maybe? So when adults asked me what I wanted to do, I gave the same answer every time. I want to be a lawyer. And I meant it too. Like I was 6 with no backup plan. I'd say it with my chest, full Ariana Grande style. I had the JD, the briefcase, and apparently a courtroom entrance song that I knew I wanted to walk into, which is the theme song to Law and Order SVU. This is so nerdy, but I just felt it. It was like, this is what I'm gonna do with my life. And now I needed to figure out how. Now let's fast forward to the school years, early school years. I got into a performing arts magnet school, and that was a very unique experience. I was doing theater, speech, debate, JROTC. Basically, I was professionally talkative and good at it. And at the same time, I was also a real bookworm. I like to come home, do my homework, and play my PlayStation. Woo! Wow, to think that we're on PlayStation 5 now. It's crazy. As fun as this experience sounds, school was not all fun and games for me. I was chubby, expressive, friends with most of the girls, and funny, but not in the cool way. More like this kid's different, let's make fun of him kind of way. I was the boy who got called and sissy before I even knew what it meant. Actually, come to think about it, I was called everything but a child of God, just for kicks. Consider me, at that time, a verbal punching bag. One time on a bus ride home, an upperclassman spit on me, like literally spit on me. because I dared to laugh too loudly with my best friend. What the f? Yeah, it was that kind of ride. 0 out of 5. Do not recommend. But make no mistake, I fought back. In the thick of all of that mess, I had tunnel vision. I had a personal goal, vendetta. Get out, go far, and don't come back. Ever. Unless you have to for your family. It wasn't a shady thing. It was my survival instinct. Now, speaking of, shout out to my mom. My mom, she did the most with the least many times over. She raised me and my sister solo while grinding through school herself. One of the many things she thrived in was this innate ability to nurture the key differences that my sister and I had. My older sister was the flag line, cheerleader, social butterfly, rah, 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 all of that, and fiercely independent as a teenager, while I was the bookworm, gamer, nice kid, but fiercely bullied without knowing why. She impressed academic success very hard on me, and it totally worked. Now, let me tell you, she is one of the first, if not the very first Black woman to graduate from her university, LSU, with a physics degree. And yes, she did that while raising kids. You can't tell me that's not Black girl magic. You can't tell me that she isn't the one. She is the blueprint. So when I say education was sacred in my house, I mean it was sacred. And I am not talking sacred Beyonce's new hair care line, which we love, okay? Shout out to Sacred. Like, once I forged her signature on a conduct slip because I got in trouble for talking too much in class. And I knew if she saw that form, it was up for me. My mom wasn't perfect, but one thing that she did do right was that she did the best that she could with what life had shown her. Her experiences in the South growing up, these deep-rooted conservative Christian values, and my little gay self that I didn't even realize was gay at the time. Really, to think about it, therapy was the golden ticket for me to realize all of what I just said down the line. So eventually I made it out. I landed at Texas Christian University. Go Frogs. And I was ecstatic. Like, literally though, the only thing Christian about this school is the name, so don't get it confused. I was on the pre-law track. I got a criminal justice major. I was in ROTC. I was doing the works, honey. I also pledged Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, which is a major turning point. It gave me community, brotherhood, and a deeper sense of legacy. These weren't just frat brothers, they were these iron sharpening iron types, and I absolutely needed that at that point in my life. And as if I hadn't stacked my plate enough, I worked to become an officer and commissioned in the United States Air Force through ROTC. Because, sleep is gonna be optional, and this show Jag was still very, very resonant in the back of my mind. Trend alert. Everything seemed on track here. I even started studying for the LSAT that senior year, but let me keep it a buck. The first 2 attempts, awful, tragic, disappointing, underwhelming. It was bad, y'all. Admittedly, I was juggling finals, I was working on my identity, and also still trying to just navigate being an adult. And planning this future of becoming a lawyer was just overwhelming, physically and mentally. Now, the third try was solid. I was like, all right, let's get these apps out. Which, come to think of it, why does it sound like I'm a server at a restaurant somewhere saying that? Shout out to all the food service professionals because I know that probably triggered you. Anyway, I started submitting to schools. I was feeling it. And then the Air Force stepped in like, ooh, actually, no, it's a chop. You're gonna go have to serve first, baby. Uh, okay. Dreams derailed. Anxiety. Overdrive. But at the end of the day, duty called. And I knew what I signed up for. So, off into the wild blue yonder we went. Now, what followed was a 12-year stretch of life. Deployments, promotions, an MBA thesis that I managed to finish while in a storage container, shipping container in the Middle East. Therapy, lots of therapy. I had a life, a professional resume, and a really nice amount of Delta Sky miles that I miss to this day. I wish that I can get those back. But that law school dream, it was buried under practicality and the responsibilities of adulthood. I couldn't do it. It was a pipe dream at this point. Then came August 2024, the Democratic National Convention. I'm sitting at home, semi-doom scrolling Instagram, eating some popcorn, and really expecting nothing revolutionary. I knew what time it was. I knew where my vote was going, so this is just a formality, okay? And then Michelle Obama takes the stage, and she full on enters the chat. Now listen, when Michelle speaks, you listen. Like, she doesn't just command a room, she arrests a room. She gave a strong message, a call for a power to action. And then she summarized that with 2 words. Do something. Y'all, I swear that woman was looking straight at me through the TV when she said that. I froze, no lie. I looked behind me like, wait, is there a camera crew in my house? Are we playing? Am I high? What's going on? But no, it was just me and Michelle. And those 2 words that sucker punched me in the soul. I swear something shifted. Like right then, I opened my MacBook and I started Googling LSAT prep courses. Thank you very much. No plan, no logic, just this fire to get to work. This fire to do something. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar for GNX because it's exactly that type of energy. And everything that followed is what happened as a result of that Google search. I signed up for a 10-week online LSAT bootcamp through the Princeton Review. 3 nights a week, 3 hours a night, while working a full-time job. Y'all, what was I doing? Now, the LSAT is the law school admission test, okay? That test, yet again, humbled me like it was 12 years, 13 years ago. It made me question my intelligence and my current life choices. And I was like, who is this playing with my head like this? Some people are LSAT test takers. I am not one of those people. So I realized I needed to switch gears because I was just treading water. I started to do some more research and figured out that the GRE is now accepted at over 50% of law schools. So I say, let me get into it and see what's going on with that. Cue the heavenly angels singing. Nippy, Aretha, we love you. Prince, all right. Anyway, I made the mental shift to then transition to Magoosh, which is another test prep platform. And over the next 4 weeks, I was doing nothing but studying because I had a deadline to submit applications to. I was studying at red lights, while using the bathroom, don't you judge me. taking practice tests on Sundays when I could have been brunching or churching, something. So I took the test just before Christmas 2024. I got a competitive score and I was like, hey, let's do this. I'm all in. And when I say doors started flying opening, I mean they flew wide open. I got accepted into over 8 schools and received over $250,000 in academic scholarships. Y'all, my energy was very akin to Man at the Garden by K. Dot. I deserve it all, okay? 4 freaking months. You better work. Looking back, it was chaos, but it was my chaos. It was a sign that momentum could be magic, that all you need to do is when life pushes you and conspires for you to succeed, just ride the wave. The biggest lesson here is that you've got to find your way in. Like maybe it's the GRE, maybe it's the LSAT, maybe it's something unrelated to law, maybe it's the law. The point is, it's never too late. Trust me, I was 20 years and one very persistent inner child deep into this dream. And we're finally here. So here's what I tell anybody, honestly, that's on this journey. Try both the LSAT and the GRE. Figure out which test fits your brain. We're all wired differently. Next, find your tribe. I had friends who talked me off ledges, listened when I needed to let out the steam, and reminded me of how proud they were of me doing all of this right now in my life, which really helped me push forward. Also, trust your timing. It's not too late. I was 30-something, rusty on many things, proficient at a lot of things, and still got in. You can carve your path whenever you want it to happen. Which leads me to the point of this podcast. Overruled isn't just about law school. It's about defying timelines, reimagining dreams, and creating space for people who got told their dreams were too much or too unrealistic. We're going to talk about my first year of law school, aka the 1L life, in real time. From the perspective of someone who is betting on Black while working full time, dealing with adulthood, responsibilities, and corralling my mental health, y'all. In addition, legal cases will be discussed, particularly that impact Black and Brown communities. We're going to talk about the unspoken truths, the mental toll, and let me tell you, there's going to be funny stuff. There's a lot. I'm going to put my humor on it. Here's the truth. Black lawyers matter, okay? Representation matters. And maybe your dream, whatever it is, isn't dead. It's just waiting for you to do something. You all will have a free front row seat to what it takes, attempt to take to balance career, personal, and one of the most difficult degrees to earn, the Juris Doctorate. I'll need all of the support I can get in this, y'all. And more so to grow this project into the ultimate vision that I see it to be. More than anything, this is a space to remind everyone out there that you can overrule your doubts and anxieties. Until next time, remember, your doubts will always try to object. You can overrule it. All right, y'all. Buckle up. I thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, please follow me on all socials, The Overruled Podcast. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Blue Sky. We are not doing X over here. You can find me on LinkedIn, I believe. I'm going to have what other pages am I going to have? I'm working on the website right now, which I'm excited to share. And also, if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to the podcast in any capacity, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're someone who's currently going through law school or just finished and have any things you want to share on this platform, please email me at overruledpodcast@gmail.com. That's overruledpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, y'all, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Stop. Bop, 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 bop. Jump on it, jump on it. Oh, bop, bop. Doom, 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 doom. Jump on it. Hey, 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 hey.